How's it going, everybody? I just wanted to do a video on a problem that I had yesterday when I took these SKSs out to take them to the range and try to dial the front sights in and everything. Something I never really done. Also, I just never really shot these firearms much. I mean, they probably don't even have a couple hundred rounds through them that I had personally had shot. So they just sit there. Just because normally when I shoot 7.62 by 39, I usually just take one of my AKs and everything, my AK variants. So they just don't get much use. So I says, you know what, I want to go ahead and bring them out and actually shoot them and just get the sights dialed in, the irons, make sure, see where they're hitting, and try to get all that done, and so that way they're zeroed. And I ended up having a problem not with the Chinese one, type or the Norinco, but actually with my Yugoslavian. I actually had problems. This was actually my first SKS, the Yugoslavian one, and I had problems with the bolt locking back. So I looked online trying to figure out what could be the cause of it, and it was every time the the round was fired, it would lock back, or I mean it wouldn't lock back. And no problems actually ejecting and cycling. I mean, everything was fine. I just like, well, what's going on here? So one of the things I found online was either it could be some sort of a gas leak with the gas tube system, or it could be a worn spring inside your bolt catch feature. I mean, inside the action on the SKS is there's a spring in there, and when the follower comes up, it hits that and brings it up to engage the bolt on the last round. So I says, okay, well, I guess it could either be a worn spring, or another thing somebody said it could be, because of course these surplus rifles normally are, when you first import them, they're packed full of cosmoline grease and everything. They said it could just be simply the grease is maybe a buildup inside that mechanism, so it's not freely moving to engage it. So I started looking at it last night after I came home from the range, and a while back or later, and I looked at both of them, and I ended up figuring out that's what it was, is the cosmoline buildup. The Norinco one moves freely, and the Yugoslavian one is very slow. So basically, since it's very slow and the cosmoline is just built up inside, when that follower comes up and to engage that, it's not, since that bolt's going so fast when you're firing the rifle, it's not having enough time for that, to put enough pressure, quick enough basically to push it up to engage the bolt. And so basically I'll show you best I can. I'll go ahead and get situated here. I'll go ahead and release it. I don't know how well you can see it, but basically right there on the tip of my pinky here, this is the mechanism, and that's what basically releases it, or I mean, I'm sorry, engages it and releases it. So basically when you pull the bolt carrier back to put a round in the chamber, since the rounds are pushing down on the magazine follower, then that will disengage that once you pull the bolt carrier back. So that's not a problem there. It's just when the empty follower pushes upwards, since it's so slow, it's moving a lot slower than the bolt carrier group, so it's not coming in contact quick enough, basically. So I'll show you, watch how slow it actually drops down. See, it slowly moved down. So I'll do it again just to show you. Again, watch how slow, and just slowly moves down. So that is basically the problem, I believe. And I'll show you on the Norinco here. Same setup. Whoops, as I dropped the flashlight. Alright, here. So now the same setup here. You can see it right down in there. Watch how quickly it drops down. See? It actually makes a noise and everything, a little click sound. And I'll show you one more time. Oh, because I got the magazine in, that's why. Watch how quick again it drops down. See? So that's basically the problem, I believe, is since this one is moving so slow, it's basically not allowing it to engage quick enough to lock a bolt back when it's actually being fired. So so if you have a problem with your SKS and it's doing that, double check, take your gun apart and see if it just needs a good cleaning, and get some cosmeline out, which I have to figure out, see how well I can actually get it out, because I'm sure it's going to be a little difficult. It's not as easy as something being on the outside or something. So it's kind of like inside the spring and everything, so that might be fun trying to get it out. But so I just want to throw it out there. If you happen to pick up a SKS and maybe it's a newer import and still got cosmeline and it's sticking, maybe that might be your problem. Try it out and give it a good cleaning. So hopefully it helps somebody out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.